What's up, everybody? Chill Scrub here. Another video, another chest day, my favorite day. One day we gonna get to 315, but that ain't gonna be today. Disclaimer for anybody who is very sensitive, or they get their feelings hurt by common sense or deep thinking. I highly advise you to watch something else. I don't want to bore you or waste your time. For those people who are listeners of me or people that are new to the channel, welcome. Hope you subscribe. Hope you like the content. Today is going to be a very self-reflective video for me, and hopefully through you watching this video, I hope you get something out of it. Lately, I've been realizing that I've been following back into my old patterns that are not helpful to me or helpful to anybody else. And it's one thing when you're trying to better yourself and you realize the patterns and you have enough self-awareness to say, you know what, I need to cut it out, and realizing how hard it is to truly break out of that cycle. And then it's a totally another thing when you're just comfortable where you at and you don't want to progress forward, right? So when it comes down to my flaws, I realized that one, I have an addictive personality. I've mentioned it in a video before, and I have a problem with, just holding the L, right? And this year, my motto was just learn to hold the L. Every fight isn't worth winning. Every fight isn't worth fighting. And I have to learn that the hard way. And I realized by me fighting with certain people or, doing certain things or certain behaviors, all I'm going to do is just drag myself down. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people fight with this. I know I'm not the only one. So let's take, for example, like when it comes down to dealing with people. There are certain individuals that people who have watched my streams for the years or watched my content for the years know I have arguments with certain people. And idealistically, it would be just easier for me to cut them off or completely off and just be done with them all together and just move on with my life. Easier said than done. We all hear that cliche, just cut them off and all that. But I'm like, it's easier said than done, especially when you have mutuals, right? I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to do all that. It's not that kind of video. It's just a overall video of me just, self-reflecting. And another problem I realize is I have a problem with taking constructive criticism. We all say that we want constructive criticism until we actually get it. And my initial response when getting constructive criticism is always to be defensive. When I sit back and look at my actions and take my emotions out of it, I get so defensive when somebody's saying, hey, look, you bugging, right? Or somebody pull me to the side, hey, you my friend, I care about you, but I see what you're doing, and I've noticed this behavior before, and I'm proud of you for trying to improve yourself, and I see what you're doing and you're heading the right way, but these things will eventually slow you down if you continue to keep going this path, right? My initial response is to get defensive and say, I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm talking about, I know how to do this, I know how to do that, but it's always good to sometimes have somebody that's from the outside looking in. They can see what you can't see, right? Now, another thing I realized too is every behavior that I do, I should analyze it from the perspective of are the people that I inspire to be like, or the people I inspire to be my peers one day, if they was doing the same behavior, would they look down upon it? Number two, the people that are currently my peers and my friends, would they look down at this behavior? Number three, are the people that I'm hanging around realize this behavior is bad and they don't want to do anything about it? Should I remove myself from the situation? Again, easier said than done, but sometimes you just need to take a step back and look, right? And if the answer to those questions is, yeah, no, they ain't gonna be cool with that, maybe myself, I'm taking my own advice, maybe I should remove myself from the situation, or maybe I should do things that are acceptable all the times. Like, I look at it like this: if I have to do it in the privacy of my own home, or if I have to do it in private or hide it from other people, that probably means I shouldn't be doing it. And I know that's one of my bad habits. Another one of my bad habits is I'm too forgiving. And a lot of people say, they let people back in their life and this, that, and third. No, I'm way too forgiving. Like, I want to be cold, but it's not in my nature. It's not. And I know where that stems from. This is not a psychology video, but I know where it stems from. And it stems from the need of social validation. Like I was talking in my last video about men needing social validation, and needing friends, and especially if you're in the sphere that I am, you're in the gaming sphere and all this other stuff. Like, people like to say, I can do it all by myself, I don't need nobody. Yes, you do. Stop that. Let's cut the crap. We all need friends. We all want to have a good family relationship. We all need these things. If you look at the people who don't have a good social life or a good family life, look where they're at. 9 times out of 10, they're in a bad situation. I'm not saying that there's not outliers and people that are doing great for themselves, but that's not the norm, right? So I understand where that comes from, and like taking these deep looks at myself and saying, you know what? Maybe it's not the fact that you're just too forgiving, which I thought I was at one point. As I said earlier, I thought I think I'm too forgiving. Maybe it's just the fact that you just need to surround yourself with better people. I can honestly say I have. There's friends, I don't talk to them every day, but there's people I like to shout out, like Loveless, Scoop, Astro Boy Wonders. These people are in my Discord. CJ, my boy Sauce. These are people that when I think about it, I am really proud to hang around. They inspire me to be better. Like, they're my peers. These people are young black dudes that are out here getting to the money, doing their own thing, working out. Funny Face is another person. All these people are doing their thing, and like I just can't see myself, you know, from a competitive standpoint, I just can't see myself doing less than them. And it's not no hate towards them. I'm proud of them. It just makes me want to do better, right? And especially since I'm their elder. I'm 29 years old, right? I'm so proud of these dudes. And again, like I was saying before, if the things that I do don't reflect my peers and make them look bad, I can understand if they didn't want to hang around me, because I would do the same thing, and I should do the same thing. If the actions that the people I'm hanging around doesn't reflect me as a person, I shouldn't hang around them. And same thing go for my own actions. If my actions aren't cohesive to what I'm trying to exude as a person, I need to go ahead and like cut the crap. Again, easier said than done. And I have to be more accepting of myself and realizing that, hey, you're gonna mess up sometimes, you know. And I have to also tell myself that sometimes avoidance is just the best option. If you know you can't help yourself, it's just like how seriously I take my commitment when it comes down to my relationship with my woman. I know how I am, right? I know that with enough temptation, I will cheat. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to people and sit there and be like, oh, I would never. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. What stops me from doing that is the fact that I just don't put myself in that situation. I care about this person enough to know myself well enough to be like, you know what, I'm not going to even attempt to put myself in that situation. So I can't give the reaction that I don't want to give, right? So I should take that seriously when it comes down to the people I hang around, the people I tend to associate myself with. It's just like when it comes down to my dieting and me working out, I try to do things that are positive impact on me. I'm not perfect with it. I cheat on my diet sometimes. Some days I don't work out as hard as I possibly can, or some days I can only give 75% or 70% or whatever, but overall the consistency is there, you know. I really hope this helps somebody. I hope everybody is doing their own self-reflecting. I mean, what I mean by self-reflection, take some time to yourself. No games. No music, just a quiet room, you and your own thoughts. And for a lot of people that are not used to doing that, that is very scary. For a lot of people that they do anything to avoid that. They will use anything to distract themselves from like self-reflection and just really looking at their lives and say, where am I going, right? Me, I'm so used to it that I've overdid it. Like, I've overdid the self-reflection thing at one point, and it made me stuck and I didn't want to do anything. But now I'm at the point in my life now where I'm trying to, again, really watch my habits, watch who I hang around, watch what I do, and try to hang around people that actually are doing something that can actually hold me accountable. Not by means just hold me accountable, because anybody can like look from the outside and tell you what you're doing wrong. But there has to be, for me, it has to be a mutual respect, and I'm pretty sure it's for you too. It has to be a mutual respect where I can look at this person and say, I can take your advice because I seen you put in the work. It's just like when we watch YouTube videos, or let's say we're watching an NBA game and then there's somebody critiquing an NBA player that's never dribbled a basketball a day in their life. I'm like, yeah, it's easy for you to say that. Yeah, of course, he should have passed the ball right there, but you're not inside the game. You haven't lived through the experiences that I have lived through, or you haven't lived through the experiences of that NBA player. So therefore, why would I take your advice, right? The reason why I always state that you're not alone, or I've been there with you. So when I say these things, you know I'm not just talking out of my ass. I've literally been there. I've been through the depression. I've been through these stupid arguments. I've looked at some of my old content with people I've argued with. Akumu, I'm glad that he's trying to go to the gym and get himself better. Good for him. I've looked at it and I'm like, this is so unbecoming. This is so stupid. And it's cringe inducing. And then I look at people like my boy Cinch. He does his thing. I'm not gonna put his business out there like that, but he's on his grind and he's doing the right things, and I'm proud of him for it. And I look at him, then I look at myself, I'm like, why am I doing this? I need to hang around people like that more often, right? So don't ever get it twisted. I've been there, and I'm pretty sure as you come into your 20s and probably your early 30s, you'll start looking back at what I said and like, you know what, he had a point. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be right now, they're gonna be like, you know what, I don't care what this dude is talking about. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And by all means, some people have to learn the hard way. I know for me personally, I definitely have to learn the hard way. And I'm gonna be real with you as we wrap up on the last exercise and the last few sets. I'm quite honestly, I'm tired of learning the hard way. Like, I'm at the age now of 29 where when the old heads give me advice on certain things, I listen. You know, the people that are 40, 50, that's been where I'm trying to go, I listen now because I'm like, look, I tried doing it my own way for my teens and 20s, and I realized I didn't know anything and I was doing everything the wrong way, and I was surrounding myself with people and I wasn't self-reflecting correctly, and I was just, you know, downing myself 24/7, and it caused me to the point where I was stuck and I didn't want to do anything. So now when people give me advice on certain things, I just go ahead and listen. You know, I try to take in the advice that I need, or take in the advice that's actually helpful, and the rest of it discard it. Try to stay out of my emotions and like actually listen. And especially when it comes down to self-reflecting, I don't try to self-reflect when I'm in a bad state of mind. If I'm already in a bad mood, I try not to do that. I try to do that when I'm in a neutral state, where I'm not too happy and too optimistic, but I'm not down and depressed either. I try to do it in a neutral state. But this is my last set, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I got a lot out of it. I hope you do too. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.